In the heart of Spain's Ebro Valley, halfway between Madrid and Barcelona, you'll find the esteemed village of Cariñena. Situated in Spain's northeast wine-growing area, Cariñena has a deep, rich history and shows plenty of promise in retail stores across the United States. Home to 1,600 growers and 35,000 acres under vine, the area that wine enthusiasts recently called a region to watch may be one of the true gems of Spain just waiting to be discovered. Cariñena was established by the Romans in 50 BC. It's located southwest of Zaragoza and is both a denominated wine zone as well as the name of a primary grape grown there. Rioja was the first Spanish region to get DO status, and Cariñena was designated right after, so it's in great company. It's the largest of the 4 DOs in the esteemed Aragon region, and back then, as with now, much of the village population works to bring these wines around the world. French winemakers looking to avoid phylloxera gravitated to the area, bringing their knowledge of viticulture to this region. The high elevations of 1,300 to 2,800 feet created a natural barrier from the vine-eating louse, but it was the climate and the soil that helped create some fantastic wines. Strong winds across the plains in the shadow of the mountains serve a dual purpose of protecting the vines against disease, as well as softening the sometimes harsh sun blaring down on the bucolic Spanish region. The winds create breezy evenings and chilly mornings, which give way to hot afternoons, creating a dramatic swing in temperature throughout the day. This type of diurnal shift encourages rich, full-bodied wines with pleasant notes of crispness. The heat of the sun stimulates sugars in the grapes, which then turn to alcohol, power, flavor, and rich fruit notes. The extreme fluctuation in temperature with cooler evenings chilling down the vineyards imparts a nice acidity to the medium and full-bodied wines, making them perfect matches with foods as the mild citrus notes perks up the appetite. The low rainfall of the area also contributes to high alcohol wines, creating a balance of fruit and savory flavors. Stony, rocky soil and Miocene clay were the perfect home to these vines, whose extensive root structure dug deep into the soil to extract minerality and water. The terroir is diverse, and that allows for a number of different styles to be produced, which makes this an exciting area for retailers to explore. Some very old vines live here. It's common to see 30 and 40-year-old vines, and you can even find some that live for 100 years or more. The oldest, toughest vines provide the most expressive and unique fruit. And on these vines, you'll find some incredible grapes, primarily Garnacha, which is the main grape grown in the 14 wine-growing villages, around half of which are planted to Garnacha. Cariñena is the birthplace of Garnacha, and it has the most old vine plantings in all of Spain. Almost all the wines of Cariñena are single varietals, so you get to enjoy the full expression of Garnacha. The arid, dry climate is necessary to fully ripen these large, thin-skinned berries. The high yield, ruby colors, and naturally soft tannins can produce either big, bold reds or juicy, fruit-bursting rosés. If the grape's name of Garnacha sounds familiar, it's because it's also called Grenache in the southern France and in the Rhone Valley. This grape is grown in several different areas around the world, including North and South America, Australia, South Africa, and even China, but it originally comes from this Spanish region. Same grape, different names around the world, but similar styles, as it flourishes best in warm weather regions to produce these elegant styles of medium to full-bodied reds.
That brings us to another grape well known and associated in the region. Cariñena, the grape, is another commonly planted varietal in the village that bears its name. Sounds a little like the French Carignan grape, doesn't it? It's the same situation. Different countries call them by different names, but the similarities are still there, particularly when it comes to the influence of climate and soil in the growing region.
Unlike Garnacha, Cariñena grapes are thick-skinned, dark ruby in color, and highly tannic. They ripen late and take advantage of those hot days to produce rich, full-bodied reds, high in alcohol and tannin, capable of standing up to well-marbled steaks, hearty stews, and lamb. These are not shy wines, so if you like your reds more on the heavyweight side with expressive, fruit-forward notes, you know which grape to look for and the village which produces it. They are extremely popular in Spain and anywhere else where bold, jammy, dark fruit wines are truly appreciated.
Other grapes are planted in Cariñena as well, such as Tempranillo, Garnacha Blanca, and even international varieties such as Cabernet Sauvignon, Chardonnay, and Syrah. White grapes comprise about 20% of the total plantings, and even though Cariñena is primarily known for reds and rosés, you'll find some great whites, and even a few wonderful cavas here too, both Blanco and Rosado.
Organic wines are made here too. All the various price points that fit perfectly into retail settings, it's hard to miss the great value and diverse offerings of this region.
Now that we've tasted some of these wines, we wanted to share them with you, as well as a bunch of other retailers throughout the United States. We're here at Orion Wines and Spirits in Frederick, Maryland, talking to Tom Seymour, the owner, about how these wines and the wines of Spain in general are doing with his customers.
People love Spanish wines. They're new, they're exciting. Everyone talks about the California Cabernet Pinot Merlot, but you're coming in lower cost, same amount of complexity, different flavors. You know, we're used to very punchy, fruit forward, a lot of spice, a lot of oak, where from Spain, you know, you could go from light to full bodied. You're always getting that good minerality, great acid if you're pairing it with food. I highly encourage you to please pick up these Spanish wines. Your customers are gonna love them, and I'm excited for you to try them.
Now that we know the region a little bit better, and a few of the common grapes planted here, we brought some Adventure Wine's retail wine experts in to talk about these great value wines and the many foods that go with them. The more comfortable you are with these Spanish wines, the better they'll sell. And that is something that creates customer loyalty, and you'll earn their appreciation for turning them on to these unique styles. First up is Miss Delna Clark, who has not only been serving her country, thank you Delna, she's been serving wines in dozens of retail stores for Adventure Wine for well over 12 years. Leo Raymond has been working with various retailers on category management and customer relations for at least 9 years. He interacts with customers and managers on a constant basis and often hears about the needs to find something new. Wine buyer Paul Chaconis has well over 20 years experience. Paul and I have worked together in corporate offices before. He has an incredible palate, especially for old world wines. And quite honestly, I know a few others in this industry who can come anywhere close to matching his knowledge. He buries all of us in knowledge, and we're grateful for his opinion, as well as everybody else participating today. We'll be looking at some of the famous producers from Cariñena, tasting these wines with our panel of retail wine professionals. You can get more information on how to add these wines and many others by going to www.wineregiontowatch.com. Your customers will thank you. We'll be here to help support the launch of new items with a variety of educational options so your staff is comfortable recommending them. Okay, so our first one is Bodega Verde. The grape is
Macabeo.
And what else do we know about this wine?
Cold maceration for about 6 hours of those freshly pressed grapes, and 20 days fermentation time.
Right.
All right, let's give it a shot.
Crisp, clean.
Yeah, it's got some acidity.
Yep.
Light fruits. This wine is organic.
It's organic too. That's right. Yep. Very nice.
Nice bright fruits on there.
Yep. Very clean.
A little bit of melon, honeydew.
I can picture having this with some nice seafood dish.
Definitely a fish.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Fish-based paella, probably.
Oh,
Yeah,
A little bit of shrimp.
There we
clams.
go. There we go.
Yep.
Just to stay with the region. That's a
I'm
good
getting
idea.
hungry.
There we go. All right, so there's our first one.
Cheers.
Bodega Verde from Bodega San Valero. This is a Garnacha Syrah blend, 2019 vintage. Let's give this wine a taste, see what we think. Big red fruit flavors right off the nose. Dense blackberry, black cherry flavors. Would be a good food pairing for this.
I'd almost have this with something a little spicy.
Spicy works. Charcuterie, sausages, things like that.
Spanish sausage sometimes is spicy.
There you go.
Yeah, nice tapas, definitely.
Yep.
Any sort of red meat, grilled red meat, roast, really pretty versatile, I think. Very. This is a little bit more high tone than some of the Grenache-based wines that you get from France. So it's got real lovely aromatics. I'm finding strawberry and maybe black raspberry on the nose, and just real nice elegance. It's not a blockbuster, full-bodied, but not a blockbuster. Everything just in really nice balance.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
very approachable.
Yep.
The next wine we have is the Vinas Viejas.
De Paniza. Okay, and this is a Garnacha grape.
Nice smokiness.
I love that smokiness.
Isn't it great?
Yeah.
A lot of
You really get that bright
Dark cherry.
red fruit, cherry,
Yeah.
and strawberry. Garnacha usually has red fruit, and this is all about that. Old vines too. They say the vines are up to 100 years old in this.
Yeah. Paul, you're the French expert. How does this compare with like a Rhone Valley Grenache?
It's more elegant actually than
Yeah.
many of the things from the Southern Rhone, which tend to be big blockbusters. And this just has really bright fruit to it, freshness, and just a great balance. A little spicy quality to it,
Yeah.
and a great food wine.
Oh, it's all about terroir.
Yeah. I think the elegant, whoever said elegant, I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
This is really, really elegant. Really smooth, really easy drinking. How about food pairings? That acidity that you taste
Yeah.
and feel
Right in the
right
back,
here,
yeah. Yeah.
That's making me think more pizza, pasta, lasagna, as well as maybe some burgers, lamb.
Sausages.
Yeah.
Yeah, sausage,
Sausages,
spicy,
sausage,
that's a good one.
peppers.
Charcuterie.
Yep.
Definitely.
It's got some spiciness. Let's go adjourn for lunch.
That's right.
Right.
Good idea. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Our next wine is from Anayon. It is a 100% Cariñena from Cariñena, and it is absolutely delicious.
Yes, it is.
63-year-old vines. Let's see how that tastes.
It tastes great.
Nothing subtle here.
Yeah.
This is big, rich, full-flavored, full-bodied. This
Beautiful
is
fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see why it's won a lot of awards too.
a lot of awards, multiple 90+ ratings.
Everything very nicely in balance, though. It's full, but I think it's 10 months of oak, which gives it just a really nice polished sheen to it. It's everything's just well integrated.
Good tannins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, jam and cocoa.
Definitely a wine to have with steak or lamb.
Most definitely.
Yeah, this screams
Yeah.
out for some red meat.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, on that, I think for this wine, we definitely say cheers.
Definitely cheers.
Cheers.
We're missing one person. Our resident Spanish wine expert is happily stranded in her native country of Brazil, but we didn't want to miss the chance to get her opinion on these wines, so please welcome Miss Liz Santos, sending in her review of the super premium, full-bodied, bombastic Grandes Vinos Cariñena.
Hi, Robert. I found this wine to be medium to full body with a spicy mix of fruit and cedar. There are also nice flavors of strawberry, cherry, and blackberry with a long lingering finish. Spanish red wines go so well with chorizo and other spicy dishes. You can also try them with game, served with truffle sauce, duck with cassis, or a ceviche, which is a traditional Spanish stew. The pairing is surprisingly well balanced. Thank you, Robert, and good luck to everyone attending BARC. I hope to be there in person next year.
For more on these wines and where to get them, please feel free to drop me a line, robert@adventurewine.com, or visit www.wineregiontowatch.com. The more we can get these wines into retail stores, the happier your customers will be, and we'll be glad to support your efforts with staff training seminars, tastings, educational materials, and several other benefits. On behalf of our friends at Cariñena, thank you.